Let's
I
dive
need that
into
study
the.
plan.
Let's dive into some chess now.
Mm-hmm.
Like Jessie said, or actually we haven't informed you, but Jess has been a very responsible person today, and she's been voting. So this is why, and the queue was a bit longer than she had anticipated. So as she said, she hasn't been able to prepare to the extent that she would have liked. But of course, we have some end games that stuff that we can look at.
Mm-hmm. And I think you're looking at my screen
Yeah.
now. Okay, cool. Yeah. If at any point it is like a little bit too easy, so what I thought about as well on my way back from voting is I was looking at some stuff this afternoon, thought that it was quite interesting to add. I'll try to remember exactly what the position was, and at the end we are going to set up one of the most difficult endgame exercises I've ever done. And
Wow.
it's probably going to be easy for some and maybe not for others, but we can give some time to you guys to just like look at it, try to understand it, and then we'll solve it together. But it's completely ridiculous how awesome the ending is. Okay, so I think the position
Yeah,
was
yeah,
this.
amazing. Also, by the way, I think it's cute and funny how you're a bit worried because you think, or maybe you're a bit afraid I will react to your easygoing personality and all of this, but I'm actually sitting here drinking cider. so,
Oh my gosh. That's one
so
of the questions I've gotten from my friends when we're playing games online. They're like, "Did you drink tonight?" I'm like, "No, just high on life."
right, right.
So that's awesome. I'm really, really happy to hear. Okay, but the important question is, what cider is it?
It's a pear. Is that does that make sense? Pear cider.
No, no, no. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I understood. Pear. I've never, I've never had a pear cider. Only apple and lemon.
It's good.
Pear
I
cider.
promise. It's
Mm.
good.
Okay.
It's good.
Okay. Cool,
And
cool, cool,
also,
cool.
I would say endgames are maybe the phase I feel the least confident because I very much enjoy tactics and king attacks and all of these middle game fun stuff. And
Mm.
endgames are a little bit neglected child in my repertoire, unfortunately. I need to fix that.
Okay. So, working on your chess, what have you found the easiest to work on?
I think just initiative, tactics. I think that is because those are the things I find most fun. What's been hardest is positional things, end games, things that are not so high adrenaline. But I don't know, maybe those things are high adrenaline for other personality types. I don't know. Uh, but uh, but I think it's different from person to person. What they
Okay.
enjoy studying the most.
Nice.
Um,
I don't know how to switch off the evaluation bar, so we're just going to
I
pretend.
I have cropped it out. Don't worry. I
You've
can't even
cropped
see
out the
it.
evaluation bar. Great
I
stuff.
can't even see it. So
Yeah. All right. Well, that's good. So I'm not going to click on load just in case the engine pops up, and I don't know if it will, but we'll just work in the analysis part. Here, this is one of the positions I saw this afternoon on my laptop, but
uh-huh.
I can't find the study, so this is one of them that I remember. It's white to move. And this is sort of like the rook and pawn that you were talking about. I know you wanted to look at the imbalances of like knight versus bishop, which is a little bit more um, advanced. I mean, even for me, I feel like that's something in like Silman's endgame manual that I should go through. I don't know if
Mm.
you also tackle something along those lines in your course. And then like two rooks versus a queen, I find quite interesting as well,
Mm.
because it's often that you can find yourself on the losing end of two rooks versus a queen, and the rooks are quite dangerous. So
Yeah, and I feel like this is often a thing that beginners can do wrong that I have seen over the board that they very willingly trade a queen for two rooks, and even they can put on a couple of pawns at that because they think the queen is so powerful. But in reality, the two rooks, if you use them well, they are 10 points, and the queen is how much? 8? No,
nine.
9, 8, 9. So, and if you put
Yeah,
a couple
so
of pawns on top of that in addition, I think many beginners make some wrong evaluations there.
we can talk about equivalence as well. So even if you were to take the value of the pieces, it's most often those imbalances don't really add up. So for instance, if you want to sort of be equal to 2 rooks, it would have to be, I think, a queen and 2 pawns, not a
Oh.
queen and 1 pawn. And if it was something like a knight and bishop for a rook, it wouldn't be a rook and a pawn, but a rook and 2 pawns, that would be equal, or considering if we don't have to take into account the position, because the position could be wildly different. But that's something cool to note. And you know, another thing, before I left the house, I was looking at, which I felt so embarrassed about, Silva. I don't know the Lucina and Philidor positions.
Then you should buy my course, because I go through them.
Really? Okay, awesome. Because I know the Philidor, well, Lucina is supposed to be winning for the one side, depending on the position, and the Philidor a draw. No. See, I don't know this. This is why I need your course.
You're completely right, because and also you're teaching me the pronunciation of the Lucina position, because
how do you pronounce it?
I just copied you.
Oh, don't you talk about it you said you talk about it in your course?
Yeah, I just had to try to pronounce it correctly. But that is winning, because you're using the build the bridge method, and you're doing the king maneuver in a very cool zigzaggy maneuver, and Philidor, that is also known as the in Norwegian we call that sjetteradsforsvaret, which means the sixth rank defense. It means so that that draws.
Oh, okay.
But this position right here, I'm very curious about it. It kind of looks like something I've seen before, but not exactly.
Yeah. No, it's definitely like you were saying, you know, we worry about flank pawns because we often think that positions like this are going to be drawn. Flank pawn, but then we have to look at the position of the opposing king and how far it is from our queening square as well. So that's why I found it quite interesting, because for those, okay, if you put it in the evaluation, it's going to show huge advantage for white, but white still needs to find a way to win.
Yeah.
So here it's white to move. And while we were talking about other stuff, I'm sure everyone's gotten a chance to at least study it properly, but what do you think the main idea should be in your candidate moves for white?
I'm gonna give chat some time to come with suggestions, so it's not only me who are guessing. I have some personal ideas. I don't know. Okay, we get a rook b8 from Kayudo. Let's wait a couple of seconds. People try to suggest. There's no stupid suggestions, only stupid answers. So you will not be laughed at. We are here to learn, everyone.
Wait, say that. Wait, say that again.
Did you zone out? What? Did I say something?
No, sorry.
Why are you laughing? Why?
Sorry. No, it reminded me of something. When our teacher was trying to say, okay, I was in school, but our accounting teacher was ruthless. Like, if you zoned out for 2 seconds, you were in so much trouble. And she would constantly say stuff like, don't worry, guys, there are no stupid questions, only stupid people. I thought you said something along those lines. Sorry, I got triggered so hard.
No. I said there's no stupid questions, only stupid answers.
Okay.
But I'm gonna adopt that there's no stupid question, only stupid people, for sure. I think that will be very pedagogical and really encourage people to speak up and raise their hand. Oh my god, what was she thinking? That's funny.
Yeah.
I feel like accountants, they're a special breed. So we have only gotten.
I studied accounting.
Mm-hmm. You did?
I did for 2 years. Yeah. It was the worst 2 years of my life. I don't know what I was doing.
I can imagine. You do not strike me as an accountant at all.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you. Okay.
Okay.
Rook b8 is the only suggestion, but also we have Maverick
Yes.
Dove. We could also try to sacrifice the pawn to take the black rook. I only accept notation. This is the only thing I accept in the chat.
Oh, notation. What other suggestions?
And those are the ones that we have. Maybe people find it a bit difficult.
Oh, this one? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
No, that just means like it sort of explains to me or shows me what level we need to tackle. Okay, so rook b8 is in fact the idea. Idea being you want to trade rooks, and obviously if black captures the rook, king will capture, and white has this chance to queen, and it's impossible for black to.
Very nice job, Kayudo. Very nice job. I'm very proud of you for getting that right. And now in hindsight, but it is the truth, rook b8 was also the move that I thought about, I promise, with that idea. But I was just wondering, black doesn't have to exchange the rooks.
Exactly. So if black wants a chance here to at least try to do something, black tries to play rook d8 or rook d1 or rook e1, and now it's white to move again. There are two moves you can play. Well, maybe a few more.
Yeah, we have, yeah.
10 points to Gryffindor. Yes.
10 points to Gryffindor. Are you a Gryffindor?
So I played Hogwarts. I was going to ask you if you play other games, because I wanted to make some like League of Legends references or whatever, but I realized that I'm the only one in that hole right now. But yeah, Hogwarts Legacy was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I played Hogwarts Legacy.
Nice. Did you finish it?
No, I felt it became a bit repetitive, so I didn't finish it.
Okay.
Is that like
yeah,
cursing?
I just got scared of the spiders and dead people. Yeah.
Oh.
And dying was really hard for me.
Dying, yeah.
I hate it when that happens.
I were in Ravenclaw. I feel like Ravenclaw suits me a bit.
Yeah, I got Ravenclaw, and then I was like, nope, sorry, because I have a Gryffindor hoodie, and why would I can't go out and get a Ravenclaw hoodie, so I changed it.
But you strike me as a Gryffindor. You're like brave, high energy, fun. I'm more like, Ravenclaw is kind of like the house for the nerds, the boring nerds, and I feel like I'm a bit of a boring nerd. So
okay,
we're getting rook b6 from Maverick Dove.
Rook b6 is nice. Rook b5. There are actually a lot of winning moves here. I don't know why I said there's only two moves. So there's a bunch of ideas. One idea is to even just place the king on a8 and then play a7 and then shimmy out that way. But rook b6 is just as good. And what happens if black plays rook d7 in this position? It does make life easy for white.
Yeah, because you can just play rook b7 and then you have the skewer.
Exactly.
Or the pin.
Honestly, I don't know what this concept would be be called, but okay, yes, pin. I like pin more, and of course now you just have an easy win. I have to put the pieces back manually. Sorry. Okay, so rook b6, rook d1. Let's see. There is also the other move is rook d8.
Can't we just I'm just trying to visualize the whole line. Does rook b8 work? And then you have the hiding square on a8, and then the same thing you said, advancing the pawn. I don't know.
So rook b8 and black can actually just go back to d1, and we have the same position again. Yeah.
Rook b7 check, and then you get king out the other way, or?
Yes, exactly. So now maybe black plays here.
And maybe you can do like. Wait, the king is in check still, no?
Ah, you are right. I was just testing you. I was testing to see if you're awake, Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Should we? I feel like we need to get the king out. I would like to get the king out to b6. Maybe we could do a7, and then we could do maybe like rook b8, and then if takes, you take and promote.
And what about in this position?
Okay, go back.
Go back to a7.
You we'll have to protect the pawn, right?
Yes.
Oh no! Sorry, I'm screaming.
Don't worry, you good.
Maripant, the sigh of someone who doesn't like endgames.
Oh, bored already. We've just begun. How did you survive an entire year building a course based on something you hate? Okay.
No,
it's good.
but I do enjoy explaining more.
Okay,
Because
I like
I'm
that.
kind of a besserwisser. So if I a besserwisser, that's like German for someone who knows better.
Do you find that the Scandinavian languages are rather similar to languages like German and Dutch?
Yeah,
at
because
all? Some similarities?
They're founded on the same root, if I can say that.
So Afrikaans is derived from Dutch as well. So there are a lot of words that are said in, so say for instance, it's Danish or Norwegian that I understood or understand. Yeah.
Yeah,
which is quite strange.
And you also say yes in the same way as Norwegians because you say ja.
Yeah.
So that is the same. Eadal is suggesting king a5. It's like a sideways Lucena kinda. Can block the check with the rook maybe.
Did you say c5?
No,
sorry,
king
a5?
a5.
a5, yeah. So king a5, check.
And then he says block the check with the rook maybe.
Yes, and rook d7.
Oh, thank you for giving a shout out to Maripont, by the way. You should all go follow her. Amazing woman in chess. Thank you so much for watching and joining, Maripont. Sorry, I didn't mean to ignore you there.
Not at all. She's my sister.
Really?
From another mother.
Oh, okay. Okay, so you know her
and
as well.
another father.
But I feel like there should be an easy way to do this. Are we like on the right way here, or are we getting?
Yeah. The plan is actually the rook was like this. It is possible to just move away from it, and then the moment they check, you can go like that. Oh wait. But your idea was actually correct in the beginning. So let's go back to the beginning here.
It was?
Yeah. So
that is music to my ears.
Oh no! Come on.
Where did the king go?
The king is here. So rook b8, rook e1, and then rook b6 is possible. Or we can go, oh come on, we can go king a8.
Yeah.
I don't like chess.com. I'm just gonna load the position rather. There we go.
I can't see the eval bar, so it's okay.
That's good. I'm glad. Like this. And if you go back, then I think it's possible to go with the king. Because if check, king a6, check, rook b6. So it's very similar to what we had where the pawn is just one square further, and now the rook goes here. So white to move here.
I don't know, can't we just do like a rook b8 and then we do the zigzag maneuver attacking with the king like you showed? Is that possible?
Rook b8 and here.
And then we go, we advance in that zigzag maneuver with the king.
Okay, yes.
To attack.
Yeah. Here we go. Easy peasy lemon squeezy.
Love it.
And then of course we need to know. Do you talk about this in your video or in your course?
Yes, checkmating with the rook and king.
Okay, yes.
We are teaching this, so you need to put the
Excuse.
opponent's king in jail.
Oh, in jail. Yeah, got
Yes.
you. No, that's perfect. Like building a little box around. I found that when coaching kids, it's a lot more difficult for them to grasp that sort of concept. But I've always had to make it more animated when like describing it to kids because they love to imagine things or they love storytelling a lot more. So I've been on both ends of that, like teaching adults and teaching kids, and it's crazy how much you'd have to adapt your teaching style to who you're teaching. But of
I
course,
can
you
imagine. I've never
are in that field. I
taught
mean, you're a
kids.
teacher.
And I've never taught kids. I only teach adults. So this is
Okay.
interesting information for me.
Yeah.
My teaching style, I use a lot of aggressive analogies like jail and the war principles. We're very like on that aggressive style. I even call the pieces for officers. So it's kind of like the Viking way, but. Yeah, for the rook and king checkmate, just put the king in jail and just gradually make the jail smaller. And then you have the checkmate pattern with the king is opposing each other and then delivering the checkmate with the rook on one of the flanks.
Okay. Wow. So have you ever done like Viking cosplay?
I haven't actually. I think the answer should be every day, right?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Bad joke.
Nice. Okay. Yeah.
So
No.
what are
It's not bad. Don't
we?
worry. Okay. So, yeah, I was gonna set up the position.
Ooh,
Alrighty.
this one.
So this is this one.
We have this one
Yeah.
in the course, actually.
Oh,
I believe, or
well.
it is a central pawn. And right now, on the top of my head, I don't remember, but I know the flank pawn. That could be a draw because of a stalemate trick. Central pawn is winning. And then it's either the bishop or the knight pawn that is winning. The other could be a draw as well. I think it's
Yeah,
a
why don't
central
you just
pawn.
start with this one? We
Yeah,
can start with this one.
Is this one the winning one, or is this
This is a draw.
This is the stalemate one, yeah.
Yeah, because at the end, let's say for instance, okay, let's say that the position is like this. And okay, it's black to move. Black can actually just go here.
Yeah, because if you capture that pawn, that is just a stalemate.
Mm-hmm. Well, if the king is
thank you so much
right.
for thank you so much for subscribing, Holtemann. I really appreciate that. Maripan says she loves endgames. It just takes a long time to study them.
Yeah, I don't have the patience, honestly, and I'm trying to, but Maripant, I don't know how you do it. Okay, let's go from here.
So this is with the knight pawn.
Knight pawn. Mm-hmm. My super secret study partner, and I study a lot of endgames. Yeah, I think you need a study partner for that too. That's step one. Alrighty. So white to move. You said you do this in your course. So
yeah,
maybe
we did with the central pawn. I don't know. I know at least the rook pawn, and then also we agreed the bishop pawn. That is a draw. Then I think the knight pawn. This should be winning, right?
Yes.
Yes.
So you want to give us a little bit of a taste, and then try to explain it to everyone.
Yeah.
And then
so
whatever you say, I'll just draw arrows.
Okay. Really putting me on the spot here, but I think I can do it.
I'm so sorry. Okay.
This is something, if I got this in Time Scramble, like in Bullet or Speed Chess or something, I would feel like this is a bit uncomfortable, even though I kind of know what to do, because, and even if you're a whole queen up, right, it's just only one misstep, and then suddenly you're in a queen endgame, and that is the thing. But I believe in this position, when the king is placed in front of the pawn, you can bring your own king closer. And then I would bring the king maybe to b6, and then we will need to see where black chooses to go. So here I think I would just make things easy and play queen d2 maybe, and pin that pawn. And then if black makes things difficult, I would deliver a check here. I think the right check is on h6, prompting black. Maybe black wants. Yeah, okay. Black goes in front of the pawn, and we can bring the king to c5, bring it closer. And here I would continue deliver a check. I think we can do one on f4. That would be fine. In this position, we could also make things easy for ourselves. Go to h2, pin that pawn. And in this position right here, I guess we can, yeah, we need to continue delivering checks. Go back to f4. And you're just moving back here. So, oh, actually, I think we can do queen to g3. Getting closer to the pawn. If it promotes here, we can just capture it. Here we can deliver a check on f3, I think. Bring the king closer. I would pin the pawn on f2. And here we need to deliver a check. We'd go to h4. No. Or, yeah, h4, yeah, check.
Oh, I thought you said no. Did you say now? Okay.
Yeah.
All right, yes.
And king moves, bring king closer. And now we need to be... now we can just do queen f2 checkmate.
Nice.
Was that
Easy
okay?
peasy.
I think I did some unnecessary moves there, but...
No, it was perfect.
With the side
It's like me trying to... No, it was me trying to describe the previous position and then getting completely sidetracked. But that was perfect. Perfect.
Only the pawn pin didn't work, but otherwise perfect, Maripant says. But I'm gonna blame that one on the sider and the audience. Actually, when I'm teaching the engineering software for my students, obviously I'm quite competent on PC. But having people watch you work, it really makes me nervous and perform worse. Having people looking over your shoulder at work even, and you're doing your work on your PC, sometimes I even forget how to zip a file because I get a bit nervous feeling, watched and perceived. So this has actually been a bit of a struggle for me with the chess streaming, because I feel my chess is so much worse on stream when people are watching. But I guess that doesn't affect you at all, or...
Yeah, of course, because we are so distracted by so many things. Like we have chat, we have OBS, we have so many contributing factors. Like if you are a chess streamer and you're not like a grandmaster who's probably unaffected by any of that stuff, then you got a minus at least like 200-300 rating points. Like there's no way. And then I tried to play offline and I'm just as bad. So, that doesn't work with me. Yeah. Anyway.
Chess doesn't rhyme with stress for nothing.
Oh, you are onto something.
Is saying.
Yeah. But you're a poet and you don't even know it. All right.
You're a poet, Kayudo.
White to move.
White to move.
So this was something I did, many, many years ago. I studied it. And it was so funny because in the junior national championship,
G6.
Just months later, I got it in my game.
It's G6.
Oh, easy peasy. Too easy for you.
But
right,
I will not say the follow-up. I will let the chat visualize this line. It's quite instructive, actually. It's a bit counterintuitive. So if you have any suggestions, Edal or Kayudo, Maripant, I guess you have this one in the bag.
So how many siders does it usually take to...
What? To what?
Make a little tipsy?
I don't know. You know, I think it's the Norwegian Viking genes. It takes at least a half one. No, I'm kidding. I don't know. Maybe I don't know. Maybe like two. I'm a bit of a lightweight.
Okay.
So Edal is saying h6. If G takes h6, f6 is a passer.
Yes, h6 takes and f6. And the same way, if h takes, we play f6 and h6. That's really, really nice.
Beautiful.
Yeah. So that one just came and went, so it was really, really easy for you.
But I ruined your story. I was so excited I wanted to answer. I ruined your story. You were saying
Not
you
at
got
all.
this, or...
Yeah, I got it in the national championship just like a few months after that. And had it not been for that puzzle, I would have probably lost the game.
Wow, that is so fun with endgames when you study them and you actually do the work. You can actually quite easily, I find, get them in your own games, but also you can make plans a bit earlier on to trade into advantage endgames that you know. So that is, I have had some situations over the board where I've been losing. Maybe I blundered an officer or something, and then I can see, okay, we have, yeah, an officer, yeah. We have, then I can see, okay, opposite colored bishops or something, and then you can kind of trick your opponent to trade down into a drawn endgame because they're not aware. So that is also a nice part about knowing some endgames.
That is cool. Okay, so there is a worksheet I used to teach off of, and on that was like one of the, or some of the most like popular checkmating patterns, and this is one of them. I don't know if you've seen it before.
Never seen
Okay,
this.
so that's good then. I'm just working from memory here. Hopefully, it is correct. Yeah, but it I think it all works out. All right, so white to move. What do you think?
I think definitely here we need to be. We need to find something forcing because we can't. I think isn't Black just able to ladder mate us here with Queen A5?
Yes.
So we need to do something quick.
Mm-hmm.
And then we should use the check capture threat method. So we're going to look at all the checks. We're going to look at all the checks we can deliver. Queen to b3, that seems like an instant loser. That just loses the queen. Let's look at queen d5 check. That could, I don't know, potentially be interesting if that is a winning pawn endgame, but or rook endgame, but I don't think so because all rook endgames are drawn, right? No. And then also we have the bit shocking looking rook h8 check. And this one, I do like the sight of.
Is it because your name is Rookie Redhead? No?
Yes, okay. I hate my rooks. But I think, okay, let's, I think that is the most interesting one. So let's go with that. Okay, rook h8 check. King has to take, only legal move. Queen h5 check.
I forgot this pawn is here, actually.
Oh, okay, because that would be our first checkmate.
Yeah, I gotta do that again.
That would be.
I'm so sorry. I just ruined that like entire position. I'm so sorry. That pawn's actually there. I made one mistake. One mistake.
That's fine. That's fine. Okay. I solved the wrong puzzle.
It's okay. It doesn't change too much. It changes like one thing.
How did you get 3 rooks?
It was not my fault.
Thank you for following, Bergen. Okay, so this doesn't work
this
now.
Is it.
Ooh, I know what to do. I think you don't have to sacrifice 1 rook. You need to sacrifice 2, I think. Wait, let me calculate this. Rook h8 check, king takes, rook h8, h1 check, king goes back to g8, only legal move. Rook h8 check, king takes h8, queen h1 check, king g8, and queen h7 checkmate. All right?
Nice. GG.
Should we
so that's a nice concept. Yeah, 100%. That was amazing. Yeah, so that is quite a nice one because you're bound to get certain ideas like this in a game where you ideally want to get, you know, a major piece. So you got to make way for it by delivering some forceful moves. So that was quite nice. Sorry, I didn't actually play it out.
It should. Let's take the time to play that out.
Okay.
Kayudo is saying would have taken me too long to see that, but I think this checkmate actually have a name. No, I don't remember quite. I think it's like it's not lolly. No, that's something else. It has a name.
It does have a name. I forgot it though.
Yeah, me too.
Just like I forget most names. So
but
yeah, it does have a name.
But it is a common checkmate pattern, which is why I saw it quite fast, Kayudo, so you shouldn't feel bad not seeing that immediately. It's just because I've seen it before. And this is also, we talk about it in the Breaking 1000 course, that chess is a game of pattern recognition. So once you've seen this once, it's going to be easier the next time. But of course, you need to visualize fully before you sacrifice 2 rooks. If not, you're going to be in trouble if something goes wrong.
I still don't learn from that lesson right there. Yeah, unfortunately. Okay, there was another one like this that I saw. I'll try to get the pieces right this time, I promise. Okay.
I'm curious now. Edal was thinking Lolly's mate as well. Maybe it is Lolly's mate. I do have a book on it, but I'm currently moving, so it's packed down.
Ooh, where are you moving to? Secret location.
Yes, I will not dox myself.
Oh, I thought it was like a different city or like a different country or something like that. Okay, that's fine. Don't say anything. But that's pretty cool. Congrats on the move. I know moving can't be easy. Yeah.
Yeah, it's exhausting actually. So are we done now? Is this the position?
Right, so this is the position. Sorry, I didn't really add a lot of pieces, but this is the whole thing.
Kayudo is writing a rook g7, and absolutely that looks tempting, but I'm going to push you a bit, Kayudo. Don't only write the first move. Try to visualize the whole line, because of course rook g7 is not a checkmate. So I want to see the whole line. Yeah, Dahl is saying this is a Pillsbury mate. And
Pillsbury.
Pillsbury.
No, I'm asking. I don't know. I don't have your chat open.
Pillsbury mate, Edal is saying. Kayudo, that one is kind of easy for me. But then you need to provide the whole line, Kayudo. But of course, rook g7
you have so much patience.
It looks juicy here.
It does look juicy. So shall we?
I'm gonna wait a couple of more seconds.
Okay.
Just a couple.
See, patience is just so difficult for me.
Is it?
Yes. I think that's something I struggle with the most.
I think rook g7, and then you could just retreat, and that should be a mate by discovery, because you're having control with the g file with the rook, and you're delivering a discovered attack with the bishop on b2. Wait, still trying, lol.
Okay, sorry.
Rook g7, king gh, rook. he's struggling to write here.
Oh no.
I'm sorry.
Oh no.
I'm sorry. But yeah.
All right, so rook takes g7. King h8. Rook g1.
Can't you just retreat it anywhere?
And
it
might actually be a draw. f6.
Oh, I'm blind.
No.
Oh, I'm blind. I was so ready to cash in there. Jesus. Okay. I got way too cocky there. I forgot there was a pawn there.
Yeah.
But okay. Then things happen. Okay, let's do rook g7. That is definitely Edal. I jumped headfirst into that draw. Me too. I'm tempted to do like rook takes f7 then, just to get rid of the problem. And here we trade rooks. No, I'm kidding. I'm just kidding.
Scaring me.
Because
Yeah.
yeah. What do we do now? What do we do with the drunken sailor? We do. Oh my God! I'm blind. Okay, rook g7 check, and now we can do it, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Now it works because we
Okay,
got
I'll
rid
put
of the
it there
pawn.
to be cheeky. Yes.
Yes, and now just takes and a win.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, so that is also, that took a couple of seconds there to find the exact same idea, but that is, a nice concept. If you want to do something and it doesn't work, it might still work. Just try to see, can I get rid of the problem, right?
Mm. Yep. All right. Nope.
Maripant is saying the problem is me.
No, I'm on marathons. Oh my gosh.
This looks kind of similar. Now we have several problems.
We have a few problems. I think this can work. I think it can work. Okay. Yeah, it should work. Okay. Looks good.
What are you doing now? Are you ruining things? Okay.
Mm,
I'll try the
me?
same. I'll try the same thing again. And I will do it silently so other people can think as well and not follow my thought process.
It's very
So
respectful.
so
Can
you can
I
just
run to the bathroom
yes,
in the
do
meantime?
that. Do
And
that.
then you can speak out
I
loud
will.
or silently.
I will even mute you in case you have a small house.
I can mute myself, thank you.
Okay.
No, I love giving my chat ASMR, so that works out very well.
Yeah. Amazing. No wonder you're so popular. Okay. Hello, Thinker Teacher. Very nice to see you. We are solving some endgame tactics. So I will try to solve this one a bit easily. Or not a bit easily, a bit quietly, so you guys also can think. Takes there. 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 Also, you guys should follow Think Your Teacher. Very good chess coach. Takes. Oh, you solve and teach the same type of tactics on your stream. That's cool, Thinker Teacher. Do chat have any suggestions here? I'm curious to see. I think I have solved it. Hi, Jessie.
Hi, I'm seeing some emotional damage in chat, and I'm not entirely sure why.
Maybe because of the toilet ASMR we were talking about.
Okay, cool.
So we have a suggestion here from Edal. Rook takes g7, king h8. Rook takes f7, king g8. Rook g7 check, king h8. Rook takes d7 check, king h8. And a windmill to eliminate all the roadblocks. But there's probably a wrench somewhere to mess things up.
What if I told you that it's checkmate in 3?
Checkmate in 3. Then I had the wrong solution at least.
Also, after this, Mirapan gave us a puzzle, and I'm keen to see.
I think your teacher says a nice mate, by the way. Very rare.
Nice.
Like, I have some ideas I want to work, but that bishop on b7 is kind of ruining the mate in 3 with the capture on d5 check.
Oh, I see.
Mm.
Mm.
Sack the rook. But still we have the problem with the pieces blocking on the dark diagonal. Oh, very rare move before the forced mate. Rook g7 check, king h8, rook g8 check, king 8 takes h8, rook g1 mate. But what if rook... Oh, okay. Yeah. Doesn't that work? Because that's a double check, so it can't block.
Yes. Okay.
And so that's the power of the double check.
Yes. And then?
Rook g8. And then rook g1.
Nice.
Yes.
Perfect. That's beautiful, right? I tried to solve this one. I think I got it in my puzzles on chess.com somewhere. And I got it wrong. Like, I completely overlooked that you're able to double check and then bring in your other piece because the diagonal's already covered. So it's so easy to miss. And I'm like, God, it seems so basic. How could I not see it? So it's crazy. All right. So we're going to take a look at Marapan's one and then one more. I don't know how much time you have, and I'm just taking up all your time. All right.
No. Then... let's do that. But at the very end, before we leave, can I show a game I did yesterday, and you can or I can send it to you and you can look at it.
I love that.
I really want to show it to you.
Of course, I can even add you to the study, as in, like, you know, the coaching. I think you can use a classroom or something like that.
I could just send you the live game because it was on my secret account. So.
Ooh, okay, that's fine.
Okay.
We can take a look at it.
What is going on here?
From Black's perspective. Okay, so it is Black to move.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I think that there's no and. That's a full stop right there. So White is going this way, Black is going this way, and we need to find a way, I'm assuming, for Black to win or stop the pawns.
Yeah. I just want to say, Maripant, I know the game will not, my account will not be secret anymore because game can be found without names. But I'm just thinking, if people are so interested in finding my secret account, okay, it's fine by me. Okay, so definitely those past pawns, they look quite scary, I have to say. The pawns on E and D file look very, very scary. These are some things I'm having struggles with, to be honest.
Even me.
You too?
Like, this is not immediately clear to me. It shouldn't be.
I think this puzzle teaches an important concept. Where do you want your knight to be if you could choose, says Maripant. And that is
also not the question that I'm asking myself.
Really?
The question I'm asking myself is, How much is Maripan trying to torture us? Level of
I think.
difficulty.
I think isn't knight d4 a pretty nice square? Or
I would want my
maybe
knight to be on d6 because that way you're stopping the pawn on the d file, but you're also stopping the pawn on e from queening. So it's like,
you are smart.
maybe it is correct. Yes. Oh, okay, okay.
No,
okay.
it's not. I brain farted. I thought knight d4, but then you can just walk with the e pawn.
Oh, I see.
So that kind of ruins things. So that was kind of stupid.
Never say that.
Having it on d6 would be nice. That will take too much time, I think. I was also. Oh wait, what if we do like? No, that doesn't work.
What are you thinking about?
No, I was thinking knight e7, but after d6 that doesn't work. Reverse engineer how to get your knight there to d6. We could get it there, but that's going to take a lot of time, no?
Well, I'm thinking maybe if we can get a check in the middle, it would be nice because then we're saving a tempo.
Okay. So we need to get it on d6, but then okay, then we need to go through c4 then. So knight a5.
And then e7.
Yeah, knight d4 check.
Knight c4 check, king f3.
Yeah, and then we do knight d6.
I like it. That should be winning, right?
Yeah,
Maripan, stamp of approval, please.
Yeah, that's great. That's route planning. Sometimes it's hard to forget this when you can deliver a check in the middle and you get this extra time.
Awesome. We got a stamp. Is it one of those fancy ones with the queen on it?
Yes. No.
Yay.
We got the Jessie Fab brilliant move emote.
Is it being used in your chat or do you have my chat up?
No, it's being
that's
used
so funny.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
I really like that one. Thank you, Maripant. I think I'm going to, you know what we should do, Sylvain? If we want to work on our endgames and we feel like it's going to be really difficult to do on our own, we should just ask Maripant really nicely. I will write you a love letter, Maripant, and get Maripant on stream with us and just do like an amazing group study where she explains beautifully in like this mellow ASMR tone all the fancy endgame. I think that would be amazing.
Would you be interested in? Would you be interested in that, Maripant? I'm so very mad at saying I'd never think knight a5. Yeah, it seems a bit counterintuitive, doesn't it? Just move the knight in the opposite direction towards the edge of the board. But it does make a lot of sense. If we play it out there just to show
yeah, of course.
To show. You get a check here, buying time. And here you're blockading the d5 pawn, and you're getting to protect the promotion square.
Yeah.
And the also the f5 pawn is no, sorry, I was brain farting. But yeah, that's a nice sequence.
Yeah, and then we continue. Black will continue to just neutralize the threat, and then capitalize on the fact that you have extra pawns and extra knight, and it's just easy because you need to stop your opponent's threats before you can continue with your own plans. And that's often why in the middle of a chess game, if you have a queenside attack and your opponent stops your queenside attack, they then no longer have to worry about the queenside and just focus on their own attack on the kingside. And that's something I learned trying to go from 1800 to 1900 strength many years ago. Of course, I was hard stuck at 1800 for so many years.
You're talking FIDE, right?
Talking FIDE, yes. Yeah. Yes. Even our local rating system, though our local rating system doesn't make any sense at all. But yeah, FIDE rating, it's almost, you know the ideas, but like you said, doing the Chessable course, it's not enough. You have to put it into practice as well.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
But I didn't. Can you? I didn't quite catch that. Can you repeat that? When you have a queenside, like queenside attack,
Yeah.
that is definitely something. In general, I need to study more because I find queenside attacks so boring because there's no king there. Uh, and and that I feel like
Yeah.
this is a very common thing on my level because we're just obsessed with checkmating the king in these spectacular fashions.
Yeah, so I'll make an
Yep.
example. For instance, in the French, it's more common for white to attack on the king side and black to attack on the queen side. I mean, the pawns are usually a really good suggestion in this regard because they say wherever your pawns are pointing is sort of the arrow and your
Yeah.
suggested way you need to attack. So already we have the knight on the queen side. So let's just say this is the position. I'm making obviously really bad moves, but I'm making an example. Okay, so this is obviously not theory, and black goes b5. So the moment that white is able to stop black from making any progress, then white can just focus on their own attack. And like you said,
Yeah.
the king is on the side, but black will often leave the king in the center or bring it over to the queen side. But let's just say another bad move is made and black decides to take it. Now white can just leave that, and maybe black also decides to push the pawn. It looks like black can't make any headway on the queen side anymore, can't push the pawn. If you get any pieces involved, I mean, this one is falling. And white doesn't have to do anything on the queen side, just continue with their own attack. But the moment you have to
Yeah.
focus on both sides of the board, you can't, bring all your pieces into the attack because you're having to defend. So neutralize the other side and then continue with your own attack. It's
You know,
probably a very rough example of what I'm trying to say, but
yeah, but
yeah.
this makes so much sense. And this is the kind of things that are making me a bit annoyed with myself because I feel like this should be so self-explanatory. Like I should realize this without having someone telling me. But sometimes you can get so eager accomplishing your own attack that you don't really take the time to actually look at what is the opponent doing. Should I maybe neutralize this first and then I could get to work on what I want to do. But I think it's kind of these nuances that are really, separating the lower levels from the higher levels. Because you're a bit impatient, on the beginner level, the intermediate level. You want to accomplish everything at once, and you need to maybe mature a bit. Rookie is here in the
Exactly.
chat.
Sorry?
Rookie is here in the chat. The other
Oh,
rookie.
Rookie. The other
Yes.
Rookie. The original Rookie, and then you're just Rookie 2.0, or?
Yes. Yes. Correct.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. So I think, like you said, you're having to sort of mature in that sense. But for me, what I find a lot of my weaknesses in life as well, like I said, my impatience translates to chess, where there are certain ideas that I'm just so very impatient with. I want to go and attack. I want to go and sacrifice a piece.
Yeah.
And it's just
Yeah.
like not time to do that. You having to build your attack slowly or play more positionally. And that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to learn how to play more positionally and more patiently. And I find that it really pays off in your games, because if you're the one being patient and you're playing against someone who's less experienced than you are, they're going to be the ones messing up. They're going to be the ones who are impatient and lashing out almost. And you're just capitalizing on all of that. You're saying, okay, you make a mistake, I'm going to punish you. You don't have to initiate. You can also just sit, play solidly. Worst case scenario, they play a fantastic game and it's a draw. You're not walking away with 0 because you were a little bit impatient. So
Oh,
it works out. Yeah.
This makes so much sense, and I feel like this is something that everyone who has played a stronger player can relate to. I also touched upon this in the Breaking 1000 course, is that this is often a strategy when more experienced players are playing against beginners, because they have this way of just sitting back, relaxing, and just watch the weaker player deteriorate, and then once the weaker player make a mistake, they capitalize on it, and then they strike and go for the kill often. So that's fun. But I don't know. Also,
Yeah.
what you said, it reflects kind of your personality in a way. My coach, international Petter Haugli, he said this to me like, okay, show me a person's chess playing style, and I can tell you a whole lot about their personality, which I think is kind of fun.
Oh, wow. Okay. Nice. I like that.
And that is not good for me because my playing style is a bit sadistic, so that would that would reflect kind of badly on me. But yeah.
Oh, that's perfect. That's great.
So here we have a bishop endgame.
Yes, we do.
Stating the obvious.
Not at all. It's important too. I was always told to go back to the fundamental. Like, positions like this is something I would have to take from my study group, annotate it completely, and then one of the main questions I get is, but where are the like simple no-brainer things about the position that you're having to mention? You have to mention the material imbalance, things you can see, not things that you're able to analyze in the position, but like the things that are just at face value. You have your bishops, but you also have opposite color bishops. And these are often the fundamentals we forget about, because it's like, okay, but opposite color bishops is often a draw, whatever. But that's not true when there is a material imbalance or an imbalance in the pawn structure and things like that. It's very important to note. So that's what I had to sort of go back to when I first saw this. And it frustrated me so much because I analyzed every single variation except the answer. And eventually, after like 30 minutes, I got to the answer, and I was so frustrated with myself because I was like, well, I had to ask myself the basic questions. What did I want to achieve? How can Black win this? Like, what is the plan? And if you go ahead and you just play the first move that you see, or the first idea you see, I mean, the first idea would be try to guide the pawn all the way to the queening square. And my other question is, what does White want to do? White wants to simply put the king here. The bishop's covering that square, no problem. And so if you can't work from, like, you got to reverse engineer exactly what Maripan says. You know, what does White want to do? Can we prevent it? What does Black want to do? Can we do that? So yeah, to go from there. There's a lot of words all at once. So by all means.
Question.
Uh-huh.
Why do we want to promote the flank pawn and not the central pawn, since the promotion square of the central pawn is the same color as the bishop? Is that a stupid question?
Not at all. I like it. Well, the flank pawn, because outside pass pawns are most often the ones that we want to nurture as opposed to the central pawns. When we are playing in an endgame, you'll find that the outside pass pawns or the outside pawns are more valuable. Since the king will always be lurking somewhere near the center, kings belong in the center. And when you're distracting the king, you find the two weaknesses, right? You distract the king on one side and you can push the flank pawn or focus on that on the other side of the board. So I'm not saying that in this position particularly one is more important than the other. It was just an example as to, you know, what the plan would be. It's not at all the answer, but of course it can be used as a tool to distract a piece or to get what you want out of the position.
But also
that's a great question. Yeah.
But also the outside pass pawns, they can be used as decoys, right? To distract,
exactly. That's the word.
To achieve things on the other side as well.
Your English vocab is more extensive than mine. Honestly, I often just use the excuse of.
It's just the military word. We're going
Were
back
you
to
in the army or something? Because you know a lot about like jail and war and stuff like that, and I'm just sitting here.
It's going back to the other games I play. I play a lot of strategy games that are not chess as well. So
I was going to ask if it was part of the sadistic personality traits. But,
yeah, a bit like that also. But I do enjoy games like the Civilization series. That is a turn-based strategy game.
Nice.
And also Age of Empires, I like it a lot. I don't know if you've heard about those, but they're a bit ancient games that old people like to play.
No, not at all.
Oh, Maripant is playing it as well. That's great.
What does Maripant say?
She also has so many hours in Civilization and Age of Empires, and I just called her old. I'm sorry.
Oh, Maripant. Also Silvai. If you keep going along this trajectory, I don't think Meripan's going to join us on stream to teach us endgames. Behave.
I'm sorry. Sorry, Maripat.
It's the side is. It's okay.
Okay. So, what do we want to do and what do we want to achieve? We want to promote. Also, I heard you saying that the king, enemy king, would enjoy being on E3.
So once the king reaches the square, it's most likely that the position would be drawn.
I think definitely we need to get our king into action. So I'm thinking the quickest way to get the king into the action would probably be to move our bishop somewhere, and then go via f5 and maybe e4, and then because we want to be in front of our pawns, right? And going the other way around, it just seems like a long journey, but it might be correct. I don't know, but my instinct would maybe be. But I don't know if it matters where you move that bishop, but I think I would move it along the f5 to b1 diagonal somewhere, and then try to get stay on that diagonal.
Okay. But I'm assuming, the king, I suppose, also doesn't have to stick around to defend the f6 pawn, and that's another decoy. War gamer terminology, as I most recently learned. So once the king reaches a square like e4, we don't mind the bishop taking because we can just cover up the diagonal and then focus on this very beautiful pawn and flank. Yeah.
I think so, because it's not so dangerous to give up that pawn, right? Because the g6 pawn, the bishop can't touch it, and I think we would be happy to trade White's flank pawn for ours and not care so much about it. It's kind of the neglected child in a way, that pawn. We want to focus on the flank pawn and the central pawn, right?
Oh my gosh. How many? Do you have siblings?
Yes, I have 5.
You have 5 siblings?
Yes, I'm the oldest.
Oh. Okay. How old is the youngest one?
She is, I think, 5 years.
Oh, wow. So the age difference is quite large.
Yeah, but my parents, I have one, I was about to say one real sister, that was not what I meant, but one where I share both parents, and she's like 26 or something.
Okay.
And I'm 31, and then parents split. They got 2 new children each, so there's like half siblings. So age gap's bit bigger there.
Okay.
That's a bit
nice.
about my.
So if they're not real, they're AI. Yeah. All right. So let's say we move the bishop to b1.
Yeah.
And White has one plan and one plan only, to get the king to e3. Okay. So we go king f2.
Yes.
King f5.
Yes.
And king e3.
Yes.
And we lose the battle for the square e4. This is the one square that White actually wants to be, because there's no other central square available to us, right? I mean, Black wants to be. Did I say White? I meant Black. And then obviously White can just simply move the bishop away and get
maybe we
this.
should do like instead of king f5, maybe we should do like f4 first. To grab that square on e3, and then we can put the king behind on f5 and go to e4. Does that work?
Okay, let's see. Bishop e1, king f2, f5, king e3.
No, sorry, I'm stupid. In my head that pawn could move to f4, but of course,
okay.
it can't
it's
jump
decided.
that long.
It's fine.
It can't jump
that's fine. All right. Yeah.
Okay, that kind of ruins the party. This is a hard one.
Maripant, have you been able to solve it yet? Also, hi everyone in chat that we haven't greeted yet.
How long time did you use, Jesse, to solve this one?
Like 35 minutes.
35 minutes. Okay, then
okay, but without any guide, without like someone telling me all these things. So I'm hoping that with chatting about it, with talking, we're able to solve it a lot quicker. So, like I said, the clues being king wants to be here. This diagonal is obviously very important for white, and we need to try to find a way to get the king to a center square as quickly as possible without offering white this opportunity. So that, I think, is more than enough information. Chat, do you have any ideas?
You have a lot of belief in me and us. That's for sure.
You've cropped the evaluation bar. I just want to see what the evaluation says. Yes?
We can't see it.
Okay.
We're not able to see it. Kayudo says my answer is resign.
Okay. I need to fetch something quickly, so I'll be back in 2 seconds.
Yeah. Oh, she's really making us do this. Are there anyone who has any suggestions here? I feel like I'm struggling a bit. This is a hard one. So we want to deny king e3. That is the point. Thank you so much for following, Happy Cappy. So I just keep looking in the same direction, but she's already told us this is the wrong idea. I just said to chat, I keep looking at the same line that you already told us was wrong.
Oh, to put the bishop and then bring the king. Okay, another thing that helped me a lot when I just started solving a lot like more difficult puzzles, especially with having to visualize, because what made me lazy is that I just wanted to make moves all the time and not want to calculate it all, is to think about the ridiculous moves too, which is you don't want to, because it's like, oh, but that just blunders a queen, and then eventually you realize that the most ridiculous move is the one that helps you get the right idea, not necessarily.
I can see a ridiculous move. I'm good at spotting ridiculous moves. Bishop h3 seems kind of ridiculous. Would you agree that is a ridiculous move?
It's pretty ridiculous because you're giving up your bishop. But then how does white respond?
If they take, you're at least able to get the king first to e4.
But is the king being on e4 compensation enough for the bishop?
It might be, because we will be able to get our king in front of the flank pawn first to cover the promotion square on b1. But all of this is going to be very hard for me to calculate the whole line, so I just try to think in general terms right now. But also you have the pawn on the d file as well. But also white doesn't have to take the bishop even on h3. Right?
So if white doesn't take on h3 and white continues... Sorry, Maripand asked me if something was missing, so I had to double check the position to check, but it is correct. If white doesn't capture on h3 immediately and plays king f2, and we continue with our idea to play king f5, now king e3, we allow it at what cost? Then the pawn on g2 is lost.
Yeah.
So white has to react, and white then has to waste a move, either deciding to take the bishop or move the pawn. Yes. And already that gives black this opportunity to play king e4.
Yes, and that is compensation enough for the bishop, is what you're saying.
Yes, because now we have to make a list of things that are like beneficial to black for giving up that bishop, because we need a list of reasons, and the more the better. One white now has double pawns on a file where both pawns are being stopped by one pawn.
Yes.
2, we now have 3 passed pawns because now the f pawn automatically becomes passed.
Yes.
The second one being the d pawn and the third one being a pawn.
Yes.
And they just happen to be, yeah.
No, I'm just gonna say I think these evaluations are pretty hard. But
I'm sorry. I did say this was like the last one, and it's
okay.
like, whew, yeah.
But
Okay. Yeah.
I think it looks as soon as you said ridiculous move, of course you see it because it's such a nice hint. But then I was just like, oh, but my mind would never go there. I think without you saying it, because it's so ridiculous. But the thing is, if I have used the check capture threat method here, I would find it, because bishop h3 threatens the pawn on g2. So you need to do all the moves even though they look ridiculous, but it's just hard sometimes to stay diligent and use the method.
It's true. Even when I got fed up, I was like, what is a ridiculous move here? With bishop h3, I was like, but it doesn't work. You just take it. And then I was like, but does it work? And then I was like, but does it work?
Yes.
And then I realized that the king in the center and the passed pawns, it might actually just be enough. Because one, you're chasing the bishop away. Where does the bishop go? Does it go here, here, here? Because it has to stay on this diagonal. And then immediately, you know, the king's on f2. You can start guiding the pawn. You can either push or play, you know, king d3 to try and support this pawn. You could do anything. You could even try to, okay, probably not try to attack these pawns. But worst case scenario, you get a draw.
Yes.
So, yeah, I haven't actually played it out before, so I don't know.
But
so let's see, bishop h3.
This is also interesting with these endgames. After you get the solution, to actually play it out against the engine. That's kind of interesting.
Yeah, most likely my self-esteem would then be below the ground. But it is the best thing, exactly. Especially when you know that it's winning, but you have to then convince the engine that it's winning.
Yes.
Yeah. So this is already winning because the bishop cannot capture the pawn, king takes, and queen.
You're
and
blocking the...
you probably also spoke about the rule of the square in your video.
I haven't.
You haven't? Okay.
But this is a very nice one. I think if you wanna just quickly tell it here, I think that would be beneficial.
Yeah, I learned it quite late in my chess career just because it wasn't something I was always calculating. In an endgame, you don't have a lot of time, maybe to save the time and automatically know whether who's faster. You don't want to go, you know, king here, pawn here, king here, pawn here. In order to check, is you draw a diagonal line towards the back rank wherever your pawn is aiming, and from there you can sort of draw a square, and that square is going to indicate to you whether the opposing king is fast enough to catch the pawn on that queening square or not. If it's within the block, then it can't catch it. If I made a move like this, if I played a4 and then the king was able to get into the box, still cannot queen. And if you don't believe it, just play it out and you'll see. So in this case, the king is nowhere near the box, which means this pawn is going to queen, and you've just saved yourself, you know, all that time calculating.
This is such a great rule, and this is also something because, of course, when you're playing online on the 2D chessboard, it's quite easy because you will be able to draw the arrow. Over the board, it will be easier to draw arrows, like visualize arrows, the more times you try. So this is just a thing about practice to visualize these things on a real board. But where do you stand regarding using arrows as an aid when you're starting out? Do you think beginners should avoid drawing, or do you think it's fine as a supplementary tool? Or do you have any opinion about that at all?
My mind always goes to really bad humor. No, I was going to make a reference to the movie Pawn Sacrifice with Tobey Maguire. In that movie, they do a lot of what Bobby Fischer would have thought, and him drawing the like mental arrows and so on to see the different variations.
Yeah.
And I think that to start off with, if kinesthetic or like visual learners will most likely enjoy seeing those kind of arrows, because they'll be able to retain that sort of information or be able to calculate better, having done that themselves over the board. It depends if you just want to improve online or you want to improve your chess. It doesn't really matter. But if you want to improve over the board, then I think it's important to not only do puzzles online, but pack out the puzzles on a real board as well.
Yeah,
And
agreed.
Yeah.
Maripant is saying at some point you should stop doing it and turn off the points showing where you can move your pieces.
I've
Some
never had that on.
some
Yeah.
people click on every piece to see where it can go, but this limits multi-move thinking. That's a very good point, Maripant. I never had that enabled either, but that is a good point. I think that is auto turned on when you create an account, actually.
I didn't know that. I find it so distracting, actually, because you click on a piece and maybe you don't want to move it, but now all these squares are lit up, and it's like, come on.
Yeah. I think drawing arrows up until a certain point is kind of like having those supporting wheels when you're learning to ride a bike.
Yeah, or me when I'm trying to play backgammon.
So I think for me, when I started out, it was nice to have that option to draw a bit. But I think, as Maripant is saying, at some point you should also try to think independently without drawing arrows all the time, so it doesn't become a crutch.
Yeah, I really like the reference to having training wheels. I think it's
training
great
wheels.
at first.
That's the word.
Oh, that's what you said, no?
Oh, did I say it?
I think so.
Oh, okay.
I feel like your English is better than mine. Even though it's my first language, I always complain that it isn't. Bullshit's my first language, sorry. Excuse any kids in chat.
Yeah, but I think... was this the last endgame?
This is the position. Sorry, we were just playing. Yeah, it is the last, this one.
Do you want to quickly look at my game before we...
I do.
Call it a day?
Sure, I'd really like to. Oh my gosh, 2 hours.
Yeah, I know. We've been sitting here for quite some time.
I feel so bad for you.
No, I've learned a lot, honestly, and we're so grateful that you took the time to do this. No.
Oh my god, no.
I'm learning.
No, I forgot that clicking on the message to show our chat also minimized my video. I'm so sorry if I doxed anything or anyone. Yeah.
No, it's fine.
I'm sure I didn't. It's okay.
Fine.
Leaks. Yep. Skype visible. Thank you. Sorry, I just removed it so that you guys can't see anything.
So this is quite a short game. I was just excited to show it to you because I think the ending was quite fun.
I can't wait to see it. I just need to find my camera.
And now maybe also you can see that, I also have a problem that many of my games doesn't end in the end game.
Oh, okay.
It's like
it ends in the middle game.
Usually. But I really, enjoyed the thing you said about the queenside attack you showed in the French and with holding of the attack and then starting your plan. Because I think you can see in this game quite clearly how impatient, it's quite the opposite of what you talked about there.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I read something interesting, and I don't want to say I read it somewhere, and then it was actually in your course, because I also read the introduction. But it said something like only 9% of chess games make it to the end game. And what I thought about it for a little bit, and I thought, okay, but then if there's only 9% chance of getting an end game, why study it? It's almost like spotting for a test. If you think something's not going to be in the exam, why study it and waste all that energy doing it? And what I realized is studying endgames is also going to help you build the foundation of your chess understanding and your chess knowledge. And that studying endgames with certain minor pieces or major pieces also helps you better understand the piece itself. and it can really then, it has a ripple effect on your entire game. So it's not just about learning endgames, it's creating that foundation and basis for a good chess understanding. So
That is so
yeah.
well said. And actually, when I learned a mate with 2 bishops, that really helped me gain a lot of more understanding of the bishop pair and how the bishops should work together. Even though I never gotten the mate with 2 bishops in my own games, I learned so much about how the bishop work and how they work as a pair. And also I feel like visualization, it's very helpful to practice this when you are practicing endgames, because there's not so many pieces cluttering the board. So it makes it easier, I find, to practice visualization. So a lot of positive things to study endgames. I don't want to make it sound like I never study endgames, because I do, and it's not like I think it's super boring or anything. It's just like there's so much fun things to study, and it's just like endgames are not on the top of the list, unfortunately.
No, of course, same for me. Yeah. No, I agree completely. And you said about the bishop pair, and you said you're studying sort of, it helps with the understanding of how to use the bishops. And I still struggle with that. Like, there's so many middle games where you need to understand that having the bishop pair is just advantageous compared to maybe if your opponent had a bishop and knight. And in my mind, I'm like, but I can't see the benefits. And I need to like actually put so much focus into it. And I'm like, if I study the benefits of using a bishop pair in a middle game, will that help me realize when it, or will it help me feel like I'm winning in a position like that? Like, I don't know. But yeah, it's difficult. All right,
I
I'm
feel like
excited to see this.
yeah. Sorry, I got
No, by
lost
all
in the
means.
bishop debate there. Okay,
Yeah.
let's have a look.
Are you sure? No, you can continue. I don't mind.
Well, the only thing I could add is that because I played duo chess, you know, when you play chess with a partner and you do every other move. I played this in a tournament in Norway, and then I played alongside the GM Simen Agdestein. He's a total legend in Norway, and this was actually my first Blitz tournament ever, so I was really scared to play Blitz.
Wait,
because
this is the event they made a video, or you posted a video about, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
something.
Oh,
Yeah.
it was so cool to watch that. Yeah.
So that was like the first year I played chess. So this was the previous year, my first year, and then I was really scared to play Blitz my first year, because this was this huge thing when I was new. Just like, oh, Blitz, that's scary, you know, for some reason. And then the first time you're playing alongside Simen Agdestein and you're trying to actually win a tournament, so that was super scary. But then I distinctly remember I was trying to invite a trade of bishop for knight, and opponent didn't take it, and then the next move Simen just moved the bishop back, like, we're not gonna trade the bishop pair.
Oh, nice.
And I've seen this with other GMs as well, that they're a bit reluctant often to give away the bishop pair without a fight.
Yeah.
But depends
Because
on
it
the
gives such
position,
a fraction of an advantage. It's almost like, you know, what Lee chess does with center pawns or whatever. I never understood that. But it's something that is more strategic. And I feel like not even an engine would pick up on that, because it lacks that like strategic understanding. Especially in like strategically winning end games, maybe it'll say that it's drawn and it really isn't. But yeah, it's very, that imbalance has always made me feel very uncomfortable.
And this is also a very interesting topic, because I feel like so many beginners are viewing the engine as God, you know? So just to even hear that you're saying that the engine doesn't understand strategy well, or it can say it is a draw, but strategically it's won. This can be something that is very helpful for beginners, I think, to hear. But okay, let's look at the game.
All right, I'm excited. It's a Sicilian. All right, let's destroy the Sicilian. I'm ready, mentally and emotionally. Alrighty, e4, c5. Fellow e4 player, welcome. Welcome.
You play e4 as well?
Yes, I love e4. Grand Prix, I like it.
Yes.
Used to play it as well. I have whole book. Yeah, I have like a whole book on the Grand Prix somewhere. I get distracted so easily, honestly.
Me too, but it's part of the ADHD brain, I feel.
Yeah, but this is an issue. It's somewhere, I can't remember, but I have it. It's like how to play the Grand Prix, or start. Oh, it's called Starting Out with the Grand Prix. It's a good book.
I think the
All
Grand
right.
Prix is so much fun, and I think also for beginners and those on the intermediate level, it's especially fun because you really get to practice those king attacks and the tactics.
Yeah. No, I love that, and it's like when the pawns go vroom, like Formula One Grand Prix. Okay.
Yeah, Max Verstappen would
Jesus.
play this.
Nice. You follow Formula One.
Well,
Yeah, it's almost like everyone, people who don't play chess still know who like Gary Kasparov
Magnus,
is or Magnus
yeah,
Carlsen.
Magnus
Yeah,
Carlsen, yeah. I feel like
exactly.
Verstappen is kind of the Magnus Carlsen of Formula One.
Yeah, maybe. No, maybe.
No?
I don't know. Okay.
No? Okay.
All right. So bishop c4. I like it. Bishop g7, d3, castle, castle. And yeah, I feel like if your opponent allows you to follow through with the main ideas, it's just so much fun and so comfortable. And it's like the position plays itself almost. But obviously, not to take any credit away from, because you still have to deliver it and you still have to be sort of accurate. But it's really nice when they play into an idea that you fully
Yeah.
understand. And it's like, thank
Yeah.
you for that.
Because
Yeah.
often with the Grand Prix, I find usually also I experiment a bit with should the bishop be on c4 or give it away on b5, and usually I
Mm,
actually give it away on b5.
mm.
But and that is because often I find that just play e6 and then I kind of just don't know what to do with that bishop. But here I felt like this is kind of one of the only games where I've had success with the bishop on c4 because they don't play that e6 move. But yeah.
So e6 with g6?
No, when they there's some other I don't know if they play theory, but often I can get e6 and then they just castle long, and then it's just like I can't achieve anything with the usual plans anymore.
Oh, wow.
And then it's
Yeah.
not the Grand Prix anymore.
Another thing that I really struggle to fully like implement in my games is that when you have an idea, it's often that you fixate on that idea and you want to deliver it,
Yeah.
completely forgetting that with every move there's a the potential of the structure changing, like you move a pawn or there's an exchange, that your plan might have to change and adjust as well. But for me, I've always been this like very stubborn chess player where if I have an idea, I still want to follow through with it, even if it doesn't work after all these changes in the structure. And
Yeah.
now I'm like consciously saying, I have to adapt, I have to change my plan. And that is so it's new because now
Yeah.
you're looking at the structure and you're like, oh, but there's new weaknesses. Now you can start identifying different things. Um, but at least you're not stubbornly saying, I'm following through with this. Yeah.
Yeah, and also I feel like for beginners, just realizing that the same plans doesn't work and that the structure actually has changed. This can also be a thing because when you look at the pawn structure and all of these things, I actually had a lesson with I don't know if you know him. I am Andras Toth.
Yes.
Chess
Yeah.
coach Andra. I had a lesson with him and we went through one of my games and he was just like, you need to like basically what you're saying. The plan doesn't work anymore, Solveig. It's in a different pawn structure. This is a French pawn structure. And I was just like, what? I didn't even realize that at the time. So I
Okay.
think definitely studying pawn structures and different, that
Oof.
could help.
Yeah. No, pawn structures, I feel like studying it is even more boring than endgames. Like someone says, oh, yes, this is the Carlsbad structure. And I'm like, what? What are you even saying? What does that mean? And I feel like I'm supposed to know these things because it's maybe derivative or like it just comes from a lot of the openings I do play. And when I hear similarities between the Sicilian pawn structure and the French pawn structure and the Caro-Kann pawn structure, it's like it also helps you change your repertoire if you need to change, but still keep things like certain ideas the same. So they say that the French, if you play the French but want to be more aggressive, play the Sicilian. If you play the Grand Prix and you want to just change things up a little bit, you can even start by playing f4 and move one, which is ridiculous, but
Bird?
it's probably not even it's probably not even accurate, but I'm just making some example.
Yeah.
But it's nice to change.
Yeah, it's an
Yes, a little
interesting
break.
discussion for sure. Okay.
Yeah. Alrighty, let's see. Okay, what I wanted to mention is if they play e6 and g6, then of course they're leaving. So let's just, for instance, play e6 here. They're leaving behind a lot of really important squares, which is their dark squares. When pawns are on one color predominantly, you find that the opposite color is much weaker. So then you can start putting pressure on those squares, like a pin, or eventually just piling. See, that I can identify where the weaknesses are, but I don't know how to fully take advantage of it. So that's all I can say about it.
And also it leaves or that is a question, that leaves the d6 pawn a bit weak too, or?
Yes, of course. Well, then most probably the opponent wants to get hold of d5, which is the natural progression of the pawns wanting to get to the center. Then you maybe have to stop them from controlling d5. That's quite interesting, actually. Yeah, I like that. Okay, so knight c6. Yay, I like queen h4. It's nice. Yeah, and then they play this annoying move and you just play bishop back, right?
No.
Okay. Yeah, this is probably just more forward thinking. f5. Knight takes. Okay, we don't care about the rook, is fine. Oh, okay. Tell me they took the rook. Yes! Oh my gosh! Okay, wait, I'm getting excited. This is so cool. Okay. I'm trying to understand, though. What would you have played? I'm not looking at the notation. That's the thing. Okay. Chat, what do you think?
I don't think, actually, I don't think bishop h6 was the best move. I think it would be better to... I haven't looked at it with the engine, but I think maybe pawn takes, or... Yeah, maybe not bishop up was the best, but I don't think it was detrimental. I think still it's not bad, but could be.
Yeah,
I think
I think
there's a better move.
No, I like it a lot. I like this move just because they're forced to take.
Yeah, because
with the h pawn. And you have some ideas of this later on. Okay, I like bishop h6. Can't fault.
Okay, yeah.
And then I wouldn't take. This is perfect. So Mikhail Tal is looking down from heaven right now, or up from hell. I don't actually know what kind of person he was. And he's thinking, oh my gosh, this player is phenomenal. And you are channeling your inner Mikhail Tal.
That is the best compliment I have received in my whole life.
I've always aimed to, I was working with a coach and I was like, I really want to be like Mikhail Tal, sacrifice and just understand the position and just, they always say, well, no, they don't always say, but I always say, it is a sacrifice until proven blunder. Because if you blunder a piece, but your opponent doesn't realize it was a blunder, then it's a sacrifice and it works.
I agree with that philosophy.
Exactly. And in all honesty, I just wanted to be like Mikhail Tal, and my coach was like, probably don't study his games. You're more like Capablanca. And I was like, come on. I just wanted to be tactical. They're like, no, you are very positional. And it just destroyed me. It was horrible. I know, I was distraught and heartbroken. But anyway, you are Mikhail Taling so hard right now. Then, after they took, you took there. King takes. No, you didn't. You didn't.
I did.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Okay, this is perfect. Yes. Oh, no. What did I do? No. Okay, wait. Sorry. I didn't look. I didn't look. Okay. I went back really fast. I clicked the wrong key. Okay, wait. Let's go back to position. Yes. I want to know what they did. Did they take it the pawn? Did they take with the king? Okay, they took with the king.
And
but is there a mate?
No.
I think I see something.
It's kind of
sexy,
actually.
It's so sexy. like this position is turning me on right now.
Yeah, I agree, and that's because it's mine.
Oh, this is so funny. Okay, so 95, beautiful. Okay, and then drum roll. Wait, it's not drum roll yet.
Soon, soon, soon.
Okay, it's almost drum roll. Yes. And wait, is there a mate in two here?
Did I miss mate in two? Probably I did.
I don't know. I don't know. I'm looking at Queen
Oh,
F4.
oh, yeah, Queen f4, yeah.
But you probably got the same thing. This is also mate in two. Okay, I didn't see knight F4.
Isn't this a bit cute? Isn't this a bit cute? Because you
It's
have
like the most perfect game ever, though. It's
because you
like,
have
what do they
the
call it? A miniature.
you have the double checkmate,
Mm-hmm.
and the knights in the center and the king in the center. So I think this was very
Yes.
cute. I wish all Grand Prix games was like that. Um,
Me too.
Usually,
It's like if an art exhibition were to exist, I would put this in like with the lights and like in the middle on the pedestal, and like yeah, it deserves to
usually
be in a Grand Prix book.
usually they are train wrecks, I have to say. But
Oh.
when you once in a while you get a really sexy game, you just want to shamelessly show it to everyone, right? Because you get so proud.
Mm.
I'm not so eager to show the bad games.
Oh,
Thank you so
it's
much for.
because those are sorry.
Sorry. I just want to say thank you so much, Lonely Winter, for raiding. So nice to see you. I'm going to give you a shout out if I am able. But actually, we are getting ready to finish. So I feel a bit bad leaving you guys when you just joined. Lonely Winter. I hope I wrote that right. No, I didn't. Yeah,
So
okay.
someone wrote something very, very useful and worth noting in chat, saying this game is worth a dozen bad ones, and I suppose that is why we go through all the heartache and pain that chess brings along, because of how elated we feel when we have games like this that like show us, all those games, they weren't for nothing. You have learned
Yeah,
something, and this is it. So
yeah.
congrats, beautiful game.
Thank you so much. I'm just trying my best here to take in. I'm trying to shout "Lonely Winter" out, but I'm not
Oh,
able. I have no idea.
we can do it
Uh,
IRL. Thank you,
yeah,
Lonely
thank you.
Winter!
Okay, someone help me
Sorry.
do it. So okay, so go
Okay,
over
awesome.
there. Make sure you follow her. She's an amazing chess streamer. And yeah, I guess we need to find someone we can raid now. Do you have any ideas,
Indeed.
Jesse? Should I raid you, or are you planning to stream on?
Oh,
Or
I'm probably going to just say hi and bye to chat because I haven't streamed for a while. So just like, chatting to them for maybe 10 minutes. But
yeah,
yeah, you can tell me who you raid and maybe we can do like a little bit of a distanced like dual
yeah,
raid.
yeah. Do
Yeah.
anyone in chat have any suggestions to who we can raid, or do I need to do some research and see who is streaming right now? Oh, this. Uh, Thank you so much for subscribing. And Stell, it's very nice to see you. I'm sorry we're leaving now that you're just joining, but do you have any suggestions for who we can raid? I can see Chess Jojo is online. Maybe I should just send them to you, Jesse, and you can. I can just pass.
Okay.
I can just make
I
you do
feel
it.
so bad for your viewers. No. But thank you, Solvay. Like you made time for this, and I really appreciate it. And please, everyone, I'm going to put the link in chat. Please go and check out her Chessable course. I'm going to go and buy it after this because it includes a study plan. It includes so many things that your endgames are probably lacking. I mean, I'm gonna admit I watched only like half of the intro video, but I was enjoying it so much I didn't have time to watch the rest, and I will. But yeah, how many hours do you think on average it'll take me to get through your course?
That is a very good question. It depends how fast of a reader you are, because it's over 50,000 words. But for the positions and exercises, I have no idea. Maybe if you get the course, you can give me some insight on that. But
Okay, I'll be the little guinea pig.
I think it's quite extensive, actually. But thank you so much, Jessie, for joining. It was so great learning from you. I learned a lot, actually, and to be able to sit here with a women's international master and learn. And also, you're just so great. I love your attitude, your humor, your personality, everything. You're awesome. So now I'm going to send all the viewers over to you, and you can make the rating decision. And also, thank you so much to the viewers. I will see you on... okay, I'll just send you. Okay.
Okay.
Bye-bye, people.
All right.